So Hare Krishna, we'll first start with his bhajan by His Divine Grace Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Song name is Kabe Sri Chaitanya More Kori Bena Dhoya. The official name is Uchavas Prarthana Dainya Mai Song 1. Author is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. The book it's mentioned in is Kalyana Kalpataru, and the language is Bengali. So I'll read the translation first, and then we can sing the song. When will Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu show his causeless mercy to me by allowing me to attain the shade of the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas? When will I be able to give up this false ego, which is deeply engrossed in sense gratification? And when will I be able to properly honor the associates of the Lord? I will stand before the Vaishnavas with folded hands, a cloth binding my neck, and a straw in between my teeth, sincerely awaiting their order. Weeping and weeping, I will understand the real nature of this abode of misery, and I will beg for relief from the blazing fire of this material world. Hearing about all my miserable sufferings, the Vaishnava Thakur will submit an appeal unto Sri Krishna on my behalf. By the prayer of the Vaishnavas, the all-merciful Lord Krishna will then become compassionate towards such a sinner such as me. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayer unto the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas is that, please be merciful and take this worthless person into your association. Hare Krishna. Kabe Sri Chaitanya More Kori Bena Daya Kabe Sri Chaitanya More Kori Bena Daya Kabe Ami Koiba Vaishnava Pada Jaya Kabe Ami Koiba Vaishnava Pada Jaya Kabe Ami Chadi Bae Ishaya Bhimana Kabe Ami Chodibae Ishaya Bhimana Kabe Vishnu Jane Ami Koriba Sammana Kabe Vishnu Jane Ami Koriba Samana Galavastra Kritanjali Vaishnavani Kate Galavastra Kritanjali Vaishnavani Kate Dante Trina Kori Dadai Bani Stapate Dante Trina Kori Dadai Bani Stapate Kodia Kodia Janai Batuka Grama Samsara Nala Oide Magaiva Vishrama Shunia Amara Duka Vaishnava Thakur Vaishnavera avedane Krishna dayamoy Ehena pamara pradhihavena sadaya Vinodera nivedana Vaishnavacharane Kripa kori sange lahai akinchane Kripa kori sange lahai akinchane Kripa kori sange lahai akinchane Kabe Sri Chaitanya Kori Bena Doya Kabe Ami Paiva Vaishnava Pada Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Natavara, Radha Natavara Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. I see Upendra Prabhu there. Hare Krishna. So Prabhu, I'll just give very nice to see you again. We'll first give an introduction to all the devotees, and then we will start the katha, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Prabhuji. So, Upendra Prabhu, Hare Krishna, all devotees. Welcome to our Sravanam Saturdays program. We have at ISKCON Columbus every Saturday at 8 a.m. So this week we have a very special speaker, His Grace Upendra Prabhu, all the way from Sridham, Vrindavan. And so Prabhu has been giving Harikatha classes all over the world. And most recently, he came to New Vrindavan and he gave a lot of Harikatha classes with a traveling party. And he gave a lot of Harikatha classes in Baltimore and in Columbus. He also came to our house in Columbus, our old house. And I met him recently in Vrindavan when I went there. And he's a very authentic and humble devotee, and he's ready to glorify the Bhagavatam at any second. So it was really gracious of him to take hold of this offer to serve the Srimad Bhagavatam. And I hope we all can relish the Harikatha. So thank you, Upendra Prabhu. So now I'll hand it off to Upendra Prabhu to give the Harikatha for the next hour. And then so the schedule is 8 to 9 is the class. And then 9 to 9:15 is question and answer if anybody has any. So we have set that thing. So thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna, everyone. My obeisances to all of you. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kipasindhavya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vidamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Bancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Just give me a minute, sorry. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. So, first of all, I would like to thank Hari Prabhu for giving me opportunity to serve all of you. And this is the second time he's engaging me in the service. And I would like to thank all of you for joining. This is the greatest benediction upon us that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Parampara and Srila Prabhupada has granted us this benediction. This is not possible by our pious karma. Sometimes we think maybe we did some pious karma in the past. That is why we are getting this opportunity. But this is not possible by pious karma. Once the devotee, they asked Srila Prabhupada, we also did some pious karma in the past. That is why we are getting this opportunity to release Krishna Katha and chanting the holy name of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada said, no, this is my causeless mercy upon you. So this is purely mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Parampara, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we should take advantage of it. My voice is clear for everyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. So this is the greatest benediction we have. First of all, this human life you have. Second, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have attained this devotional creeper. And to grow this devotional creeper, we have to water it. And how to water? By Sravanam and Kirtanam. And although we are very far, but technology is such a, I'm sorry, I'm in India. So, but you can hear me, okay?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Okay. It will come back. So yeah, this is the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada. But so Hari Prabhu asked me for a different verse, and I'm sorry. I thought let me discuss something about Prahlad Maharaj to invoke the mercy of Lord Narasimha Dev, since we are going through difficult time. So I thought discuss something and assimilate, absorb some mood of Prahlad Maharaj. Here we go. So I have chosen this verse from 7th canto. This is Prahlad Stuti, canto 7, chapter 9, text number 8. Shri Prahlad Vacha Brahmadaya Suraguna Munayota Siddha Sattvaikatana Vachasam Pravahe Naraditum Puragunairaduna Pipipro Kim Tushtimarhati Samehariruggrajate. Prahlad Maharaj prayed, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, and all the saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words, although such persons are very qualified, being in the mode of goodness. Then what is to be said of me? I am not at all qualified. A Vaishnava, purport, a Vaishnava who is fully qualified to serve the Lord still thinks himself extremely low while offering prayers to the Lord. For example, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, says, Jagai madhai haite moi se papishta, purisara kita haite moi se lagishta. Thus he considers himself unqualified, lower than the worms in stool, and more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. A pure Vaishnava actually thinks himself in this way. Similarly, although Prahlad Maharaj was a pure, exalted Vaishnava, he thought himself most unqualified to offer prayer to the Supreme Lord. Mahajano Jena Gatasya Pantha. Every pure Vaishnava should think like this. One should not be falsely proud of his Vaishnava qualifications. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has therefore instructed us, Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saisuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Unless one is meek and humble, to make progress in spiritual life is very difficult. So in the previous chapter, it is described that when Lord Nrsimhadev appeared from the pillar and killed Hiranyakashipu, after that, still he was very ferocious and he was still angry. And all the demigod, Brahma and other demigod, they tried their best to pacify the Lord with their beautiful glorification. But still Lord was very ferocious. Nobody was daring to go forward to pacify the Lord. Even it is described in Puranas that even Mother Lakshmi, she was afraid of Nrsimhadev. She said, I never seen such ferocious form. I don't want to go close to him. So everybody, they were afraid of him. But then they thought, let's send Prahlad Maharaj. And when Prahlad Maharaj came forward and paid obeisances, Lord was very pleased. Lord made him sit on his lap and then place his lotus hand upon his head, and he started to care him. So that is the moment Prahlad Maharaj is glorifying Lord. This is called Prahlada Stuti. Very beautiful. So here Prahlad Maharaj says in this verse, in this particular verse, Prahlad Maharaj saying, Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha, oh my dear Lord, that all these great demigod like Brahma, Narada, Sanaka Rishi, great Rishi Muni, they tried their best to pacify you. Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha, Satvekatan Matayo. He is describing their quality, what is their state, what level they are situated. So he says, Satvekatan Mataya. I am sorry, I am not very good in technology. I could have shown you the verse. So, or Hari Prabhu, you could do that. If you, then it would be easier for everyone to go through the verse. If you can get it and share the screen.
798, I can share that.
Yeah. So it would be. So it is said here, describing the demigods, that they are Satvekatan Mataya. Satvekatan Mataya means, Sattva means we know mode of goodness. So Sattva means mode of goodness. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so here we see it is said Satvekatan Mataya. Sattva means mode of goodness. Satvekatan Gatayo Bachasam Pravai means the person whose mind is always engaged in the mode of goodness. So all this demigod, Muni and Rishi, their mind is situated in the mode of goodness. Now we have to understand through the different acharya given different description and their purport here. So our Sridhar Swami says, what is the meaning of sattva here? What is the meaning of sattva guna here? It says dharma, jnana and tapa. Dharma, we understand, religion. Jnana means the wisdom of the scripture, and tapasya. Tapasya means austerity. So the person whose mind is completely engaged in the service, or the mind is executing dharma, jnana and tapa, they are called satvekatana gatayo, means their mind is completely situated in the mode of goodness. Means they incessantly, constantly performing services and following or observing the principle of dharma, practicing jnana and performing austerity. They are called Satya Katana Gatayo. So Prahlad Maharaj saying, all this Rishi, Muni and the demigods, although they are situated in the goodness, still they are unable to pacify you, my dear Lord. Satvekatan Gatayo. And Bijodhaj there is one Acharya, Vijayadhar, he says, what is the meaning of sattva here? That Lord is independent. There is another meaning of sattva is Lord is very independent. Only the Lord is independent in this material world, in the creation, in whole creation, only the Supreme Personality of God, He is independent, no one else. Although we try to become controller, everyone tries to control others' life. It could be anyone. As soon as you come to the superior power, anywhere, everyone tries to control other life, other situation, except ourselves, our mind. So here it is said, another meaning of sattva is swatantra. So the Lord is supreme authority and He is the one, He is the only one who is independent, and the mind which is engaged in meditating the Supreme Lord, that person also situated in Sattvaika Tanagatayo, means he is also situated in the mode of goodness. I am going little with Tattva. Hope you don't find it boring. But once we know the philosophy, then we understand the rasa. So here it is said, Sattvaika Tangatayo. So all this demigod and rishi, their mind is completely engaged in the goodness, in the mode of goodness. They are situated in the mode of goodness. In fact, Vaishnavas, being Vaishnava or being devotee, we are supposed to be there in that level, in Sattva Guna all the time. We have to come to that level to perform devotional service. We have to be there. That is why in our devotional service it is said that our food supposed to be in the mode of goodness, our Bani, our word also supposed to be in the mode of goodness, our action supposed to be in the mode of goodness, like in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, describe our different actions and different kind of food stuff. So that is why we are instructed that we are supposed to take only sattvika food which is there in the mode of goodness. That is why in early days, in our Varnasrama dharma, Varnasrama system, people, they would take care of cows, and with the cow dung and cow urine, they would make their land fertilizer. They would fertilize with cow dung and cow urine, and that is how they would get food also, which is made of goodness. Because when you use cow dung and cow urine, because cow itself is personification of Sattva Guna. Everything coming from mother cow is situated in Sattva Guna. So that is why in early days, it was the system. The lifestyle was designed such a way that people, they can maintain this Sattva Guna. So that is why we are also instructed to have only Sattvika food. That's why we are supposed to offer. We should not eat anything which is going to develop Tamoguna, Rajoguna. Because when you come down to that guna, it is very difficult to meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying all these demigod, Rishi, Mani, they are situated in the mode of goodness, and they tried their best to pacify you, O my Lord, but they could not pacify you. Then I have been born in a demoniac family. Kintastur Mahati Samay Harirugra Jate. I have been born in a demon family. Ugra Jate. Jati means, we know those we are from India, we know this Jati Pratha is very famous. So what is the meaning of Jati? The word Jati coming from Jata. Jata means born or take birth. So Jati means something which we attain inherently. By birth, whatever quality we have attained, that is called Jati. So Prahlad Maharaj saying, Harir Ugra Jati, ki, oh my dear Lord, I have been born in a demon family, and I have all the demon quality. I have all the demoniac qualities. So how I can pacify you? If the demigod, those who are having so many good qualities, pura gunai, it is said there, naradhitum pura gunai, adunapi pipru. That, my dear Lord, all these demigods, they are having great qualities. But I do not have any quality. I do not have any right to pacify you. I do not have any eligibility. I don't find qualified to worship you, to pacify you. What about glorifying? I do not know what is called glory. Prahlad Maharaj saying, like Dhruva Maharaj, when Lord appeared in front of him, he was speechless. He didn't know what to say. And when Lord just touched his cheek with his counsel, Dhruva Maharaj started to glorify. Similarly here, Prahlad Maharaj saying, my dear Lord, I do not have any word. I don't know anything about Shastra. And I don't know how to pacify you, how to glorify you. If all these demigod, Rishi, Muni, those who have been performing austerity for many years, they are great learned, they are big scholar, and they pacified you. They try to pacify you with Puragunai Adunapi Pipru. There is one word here. Satvai Katana Gataya Bachasam Prabhai. Prabha means stream. They try their best without any interruption. Without any interruption, they have been glorifying you with stream of words, with divine words. Bachasam Prabhai. They tried their best with the stream of beautiful words, beautiful glories, beautiful glorification. They can compose beautiful words, and they tried their best with their divine knowledge. Not only they are having any knowledge, it is said, Naradhitum Puragunai. They have great qualities. If you read the previous chapter, you see all these demigods, they are glorifying Lord. So they tried their best, and Prahlad Maharaj was present there. He had been observing all this pastime. So he is saying, he is expressing his mood that, my dear Lord, all these demigods, they failed to satisfy you, they failed to please you. So how I can expect, how I can try, I don't know with what words I can try to please you, because I have been born in a demoniac family and I have all the demonic quality myself. Although here in this purport, Prabhupada says that Prahlad Maharaj, out of humbleness, he is saying all these words. As we know, Prabhupada says that Vaishnava always he maintained low profile and he tried to be humble. So Prahlad Maharaj, out of humbleness, although he is saying that, my dear Lord, I am a demon. Indirectly he is saying, I am a demon because I have been born in a demon family and I have all the demonic quality. So I don't find any eligibility there in my future. So I think, but Prahlad Maharaj saying this verse, saying that, but today you have broke all the principles. Because earlier when Prahlad Maharaj paid obeisances, Lord was very pleased. So Prahlad Maharaj saying that today we have broken all the principles, because it is said that demigod and Rishi Muni, they are the one very dear to you. But today I have realized, in the next verse, Prahlad Maharaj explaining. Yes, Hari Prabhu, can you please go to the next verse? So Prahlad Maharaj says that, oh my dear Lord, here in this verse, first word he says, Manye. Manye means I think. I think this is my realization. Today I realized that when I saw, Prahlad Maharaj saying, now when I saw that all these demigods, they are failed to satisfy you, they are failed to please you, they could not please you with their beautiful verses, beautiful glorifications. That is why this is my realization, this is my statement. Prahlad Maharaj saying that Manye Dhanabhijana, ki all these qualities, There are different qualities described in the verse. Can you please go to the translation, Prabhu? So here Prahlad Maharaj says, one may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, strength, diligence, intelligence. There are 12 qualities, material qualification given here, material opulences given here. And Prahlad Maharaj says, all these opulences cannot satisfy you. Only there is, if there is only thing which can satisfy you, that is devotion. Because Gajendra, there was this elephant, we know the story of Gajendra elephant. This elephant, Gajendra elephant only offered one lotus flower and Lord became very pleased and protected him. So Prahlad Maharaj is saying, my dear Lord, that today I have realized, this is my realization, then all these material opulences, material expertise, material qualities cannot satisfy you. Only thing which can satisfy you and attract your attention, or you can be captivated by only devotional service. So devotional service can satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here Prahlad Maharaj says that, my dear Lord, and this is the reason that you became very pleased with me, because I think I do not have any quality except the mercy and blessing of Narada Rishi. He is his spiritual master. Narada Rishi is the spiritual master of Prahlad. So in one sense, Prahlad Maharaj is saying that today I have realized, this is my realization, that only by the blessing of spiritual master and by the power of devotional service, by loving service, we can satisfy you. And beautifully, Bilba Mangal Thakur composed one verse and describe it very beautifully. There is a beautiful verse in Bilba Mangal Thakur narration. It says, Vyadhasya acharanam dhruvasya bayo vidya gajendrasya ka. Now this verse is taken from Padyavali. Is described by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami says, Vyadhasya acharanam dhruvasya bayo vidya gajendrasya ka. Ka jati vidurasya ugrasya kim paurusam. Kubjaya kim tannam rupam adhikam. Tat sudamno dhanam bhaktya tusyati kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madhava. Oh my dear Lord, you cannot be pleased, or we cannot please the Supreme Personality of Godhead with all this material qualification. So here Rupa Goswami giving nice example that Vyadhasya acharanam, there was one Vyadha, butcher or hunter. This story is there in Mahabharata. He didn't have any morality, but Lord was very pleased with him. Vyadhasya acharanam dhurvasya bayo. If someone says that you are pleased by mature person, then Dhruva was not mature enough. He was 5-year-old, but you became very pleased with him. If someone may say, Vidya Gajendrasya ka, someone says that by material qualification, material academic knowledge, we can please Supreme Lord. So what qualification, what knowledge Gajendra had? Gajendra didn't have any knowledge. Only he just offered this lotus flower, and although in the past life he practiced some bhakti yoga, that is why at the time of difficulty, at the time of danger, he remembered those verses and he offered. That is different thing. But if we see, this Gajendra didn't have any material knowledge or wisdom. If someone says by higher caste, sometimes people they say that Brahmana, those who are Brahmana, they can satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here it is said, Ka jati vidurasya. Vidura was not born in a Brahmana family. He was born in a maid servant family. He was the son of a maid servant. But Lord was very dear to him. So, Ka jati vidurasya yadava pataye ugrasya kim paurusam. If someone can say that by wonderful activity, by wonderful deeds, we can satisfy the Supreme Lord. So here it is said, Yadava Pataya Ugrasam Kim Paurusam. Yadavapati means the father of Yadavapati, Hiranyakasipu. He was not so mighty because his son, he put him in the jail. So he was not so powerful. But Lord was very pleased with him. Kubjaya Kim Nama Rupa Adhikam. Kubja we know in the pastime of Krishna Leela. See Kubja, she didn't a beautiful form. She was not beautiful at all. But Lord, when came to Mathura, and this Kubja offered little chandan, sandal paste, and Lord was very pleased. And he made him universal beautiful lady. So Kubjaya Kim Tam Nam Rupa Adhikam Kim Sudamno Dhanam. If someone says by wealth I can pacify the Supreme Lord, with wealth I can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then Rupa Goswami here it says, Kim Sudamno Dhanam. Sudama didn't have any wealth. He pleased the Supreme Lord only by 4 morsel of rice, and that also collected from different houses. He collected from different houses and he offered that cheap rice to the Lord, and Lord became very pleased. So he says, Kim Sudamno Dhanam. Oh my dear Lord, Rupa Goswami also says, Bhaktya tusyati kevalam nacha gunai bhakti priyo madhava. That all this possession, all this material qualification, all these material opulences cannot please the Supreme Personality of Godhead if there is no devotion in that. It can please. It's not that I am discouraging to have all these things. It doesn't mean that. It means if bhakti is not there, if all these things are missing bhakti, if bhakti is not there, then all this opulence and possession are worthless. Similarly, in spiritual life also, if we have some talent, if we have some quality, sometimes it has happened that there are so many talent we have spiritually also, but if those qualities are not utilized to satisfy the Supreme Lord, if those qualities are not being used for the satisfaction of Supreme Personality of Godhead, then everything are futile. It's worthless. Will not gain anything. So here also it is said, so Prahlad Maharaj saying, my dear Lord, so today I understood that all this possession, high class birth, aristocratic family, manne dhanavi jana, rupa, that jana means follower. If you have followers, so many followers, that also will not please the Lord. Manne dhanavi jana rupa, sitauja teja, luster, teja. So all these things, diligence, intelligence, mystic, yogic power, all these things are not going to please the Supreme Lord. Only thing can please Supreme Lord is devotion, pure devotional service. That's described in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anya Bhilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. So all this quality, they cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead unless it is used in the devotional service. If we have all this quality and utilize it for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then all these qualities become instrumental to please the Supreme Lord. So here Prahlad Maharaj says, my dear Lord, today I came to this understanding, I came to this conclusion that all these demigods, although they are having great divine qualities, but they fail to satisfy you with all this glorification and all this effort, but they are failure. So this is the conclusion I could understand that all these material qualities cannot satisfy you. Only devotional service with pure heart. That's why Lord is called Bhavagrahi. Bhavagrahi Janardana. Only with Bhava. If we have the intention, Lord, pay attention to the intention. Externally, what we are offering, that is why when Lord came to Hastinapur, And Duryodhana wanted to receive him, and Duryodhana wanted to invite him for 56 items, and he arranged everything beautifully. Big lunch, he got best cook, and he decorated the palace very nicely. It was kind of bribe to the Supreme Lord to bring him on his side during the battle. But Supreme Lord, he is omniscient, omnipotent, and he do understand what is going on in his heart. So he didn't accept. He went to Vidura. So from all this pastime, we could understand that all these things, whatever material qualifications are there and possessions are there, appearances are there, cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only the devotion, devotion and devotion. And that devotion must be anya vilasita sunyam. Sometimes it is mixed with jnana and karma is mixed. That's why always it is said anya vilasita should not be mixed. Normally nowadays you will see when the service, even when some service is given to us, when it is mixed with name, fame, and the honor and prestige, then everybody they are excited to do that service. But when that service is not mixed with all these things, some menial service, very rare devotee they come forward to do that. But Supreme Personality of Godhead, being omniscient, he can understand the mood. And in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we see, we know the story of Dukhi. There was one lady named Dukhi. So once all the Vaishnavas in Nadia, they wanted to bathe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they wanted to do Abhishek. So they began to do Abhishekam, and they were pouring pots of water. But nobody knew how the water is coming from the Ganga. There was one old lady. Her name was Dukhi. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, who is that lady? What is her name? So all said, her name is Dukhi. So Lord said, from today onward, this lady is not Dukhi. Dukhi means miserable, unhappy. So today onward, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he gave this benediction and said that today onward, he is going to become Sukhi. Means he gave the love of Godhead. Only by love of Godhead, we can become happy. So this benediction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to this lady, and she was doing menial service. She was not there in the forefront. She was not there in the limelight. Nobody knew also that she exists. Very few devotees they know. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased with that lady.
Haribo, Upendra Prabhu, we can't hear you or see you.
It looks like there is a power outage or something, Prabhu.
Oh, we'll wait a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Somebody can sing. Hari Prabhu, go ahead. Kirtan will come and join.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Prabhu is here back.
Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry for interruption, but there is kind of storm outside, so some technical problem. So where we were? Hari Prabhu? Anyone can tell me?
You're summarizing, Prabhu. So the sexual opulences where that cannot attract Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj was
Yeah,
saying the bhakti is the only way we can please
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. So, yeah, so Prahlad Maharaj saying that, my dear Lord, this is why I find myself unqualified, because all these demigods, they are failed to satisfy you, they are failed to please you by their all this divine quality, although they have all these divine qualities are there, and they are very learned, they are big scholar, they are demigod, they are rishi, they are many, and still they are unable to satisfy you. So I find myself very unqualified, because I have been born in a demoniac family and I do not have any all these qualities. So here we can understand that all these material opulences, if Krishna is not there in the center, then it is worthless. There is another beautiful verse, it is said, Nalam Dijattam Devattam Risitam Basuratmaja, that by Brahminical quality, by Devattam, by divine quality like demigod, Risitvam Basuratmaja, that all this quality, someone may say, if I have been born in a Brahmana family, then Sabri, we know Sabri, she was not a Brahmin. She was a Sabri, means she was born in a hunter family. And we know in the pastime of Lord Rama, when Lord Ramachandra came to the jungle, although so many Rishimuni were there, and they had competition among them. They would think I am Falahari Baba, Lord Ramachandra is going to come to me first. Other would think I am a milk Baba. I only survive on milk. So I will be very dear to the Lord, and when Lord comes here, Lord will come to me. He will be the first. He will come to me. So everybody, they had competition, but when Lord Ramachandra came to the forest, directly he approached only Sabri. He didn't go to others. So he destroyed all their ego. So point is that even in Krishna's pastime, once Narada Rishi went to Dwarika, it is beautiful pastime, and he asked to Satyabhama that, "Oh mother, I want something from you." And Satyabhama said, "What do you want?" Narada said, "First you have to promise that you are going to give it to me." So he said, "Okay, I promise." So Narada said, "I want to take the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I want to take Krishna with me." And Satyabhama said, "What is this? That is not possible." But she promised already and she can't break that. So Satyabhama said, "Okay, in exchange something else you can take, and please leave Lord." That's not possible. Although this is big pastime, this was arranged by the Supreme Lord to destroy the ego of Satyabhama, because Satyabhama would think I am the one learned, very expert, and I am the best queen among all. That's why Lord arranged this pastime. So when Narada said, "Okay, how are you going to exchange Lord?" He said, "Whatever, gems, jewels, whatever you want from Dwarika, I am ready to give you." So, okay. So they got one balance. On one side, Lord set upon that balance on one side, and other side, Satyabhama started to load with all the jewels, gems, whatever she had, jewelry, everything. But still, this part of the balance was unable to lift this part. So we know that story. And they tried their best. And it was later, when she was failed to do this, then Rukmini Devi came and she said, "Okay, you unload all these things. Whatever jewels and gems and jewelry are there." And she placed only Tulasi leaf. One Tulasi leaf, and that was enough to lift the side of Krishna. And immediately Lord Krishna's side went up. So this pastime described, through this pastime we could understand that how only loving devotional service can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, "Patram puspam phalam toyam." If you just offer me patram puspam phalam toyam with love and devotion, I am going to accept it. And if it is not mixed with love and devotion, then all these opulences, all these qualities are worthless. So from these verses, and there are few other verses are there, beautiful verses are there, where Prahlad Maharaj is describing the glory of devotional service. So from these verses, summary is that although all these demigods, they were very divine, and they were very great, they had divine qualities, but they were unable to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Prahlad Maharaj, although he was born, although he is a great devotee, one of the Mahajanas, but according to him, it is described here that only loving devotional service can attract the attention and attract the love of Godhead. Nothing else can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I stop here. If you have any question or comment, anything would like to discuss, can go on.
Haribo Prabhu, this is Hari Krishna Upendra Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yes.
Thank you very much for the very nice class in Krishna Katha. I just had one question. So in the verse, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying a Vaishnava who is fully qualified to serve the Lord still thinks himself extremely low while offering prayers to the Lord. So there's this, in my mind, there's this difference between you must think you're extremely low and unqualified, but also you must do your duty and you must offer the prayers. and I find it sometimes a struggle to balance that. We say that in the mouth by mouth we're saying we're unqualified, we have no qualification, but also we have to do our duty. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, Prabhuji?
If I understand your question properly, you mean to say how to develop that mood, because we have to serve and we have to maintain. Sometimes, like you are in the management, or sometimes you have such kind of service, and it's very difficult to be humble there. Are you mean that?
Yes, Prabhuji. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Prabhupada says very nice thing. Prabhupada says that when you are among the Vaishnavas, be like a mouse. When you go out, becomes like a lion. So while we are serving, when this ego comes, when we think I am the one doing all this thing, when that mood comes in our mind, we become arrogant and we think I am the one doing all this thing. But the moment if we understand this is all, whatever I am doing, whatever I am able to achieve, or whatever service are being done by me, is by the mercy of all the acharyas and Vaishnavas. Without their mercy, I am a dead matter. Nothing else. Even we cannot lift our hand without the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Forget about doing all these great services, whatever it is. So the moment we understand all the time, this is possible only if we give the credit to our Guru, like Srila Prabhupada always, whenever we praise him and someone glorify him, oh Prabhupada, you are so great, this and that, and Prabhupada would say, just I did one thing, I followed the instruction of my Gurudev, that is the only qualification I have. Otherwise, this is the mercy flowing from all the Acharya, Vaishnava and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are nothing, we are just an instrument. So if we assimilate that mood, then it would be very easy to become humble. Otherwise, it's very difficult. If we think I am the one, I am the doer, aham bhogi, iswaroham aham sukhi. If we think that I am the doer, then the ego will come. Is that clear? So,
One more clarification, Prabhu. So you're saying that Ishvaro Ham Aham Bhoge, Krishna is saying this in the 16th chapter there. But where does our individual endeavor come in? That we have to put
yeah,
an
again,
effort.
I got it. Yeah. When we do something, that's why karmanya vadika raste ma phalesu kajatana. When you're going to do something, we should understand that if I don't do this, it will not happen. That time, we have to have that enthusiasm in ourselves that if I don't do it, it's not going to happen. But after doing it, after performing, having done, then we should think that whatever it is failure or it is success, whatever we attain, this is by the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whether you win or lose, after that, you think whatever is granted, whatever blessing, whatever success or failure, it is by the desire of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But while doing, we should not think, oh, everything happening by the will of Lord, so let Lord do this and I just relax. If Lord wants, then everything will manifest automatically. If He doesn't want, it will not manifest. If we think like that, nothing can be done. So while we are doing something, we should understand, we should have this feeling in our mood that if I don't do, it will not happen. That time, that mood is supposed to be there.
Okay, very clear, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Any other question or comment? So many intelligent class of devotees are there.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Upendra, this is Naveen Krishnadas. Thank you very much.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we got we got the blessings from Shri Radha Shyam Sundar from Vrindavan. Still invited us all back to Vrindavan right now. So thank you very much.
Welcome, Prabhu. Thank you
And Krishna
for
Balaram.
listening to me.
Thank you. So it's a comment or a combination of questions. So now when all the demigods headed by Indra, Shiva, Brahma, they were all there, including Lakshmi.
Yes.
And then now these are two ways. One, Srimad Bhagavatam, it can be either literally or it can be poetically or like, colloquial way of expressing. So the purpose is there now. Object of that particular pastime is Prahlad Maharaj, Nrsimhadev. So now, even though they may be qualified, They think like, for example, if you go to some new place and whoever is that particular place is given the predominance, like, importance. Now the Prahlad Maharaj is the person. Even the qualify, no, you go and pacify, and then this is the purpose. That's one way of looking at it. In other way, Prahlad Maharaj thinks, yes, I'm not qualified. I come from a demonic family, but purpose is Nrsimha. So there's sometimes there is a gray area where we can speculate. Sometimes I could be right or wrong. I don't know. So in Bhagavatam, that's where the Guru comes in the picture. Like, this particular pastime, what is your what is your explanation about this particular pastime? They're qualified, or they're not doing? They're really not qualified. Prahlad Maharaj went forward to Nrsimha.
You mean to say, what about the demigod? Although Prahlad Maharaj is saying that they are Sattvika Tanmataya, and so you mean to say whether they are qualified or not?
Because they have Shiva is there, Brahma is there.
Yeah, even they are qualified, but in this pastime, in fact, the Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead, he wanted to increase the glory of Prahlad Maharaj in this pastime. So although they are very dear, because demigods, they are dear to Lord, the Supreme Lord. But in this particular, he wanted to increase the glory of Prahlad Maharaj. In one sense, we could understand, he wanted to increase. That's why because he appeared for Prahlad Maharaj. When, although there are so many, what happens when you invited some dignitaries to your place, what happens? Although so many people are there, but out of, formality, sometimes it happens, they praise you a lot because it is you are the one invited everyone. So you are the one get so much of praise, isn't it? Exactly. So same thing happening here. So, because Nrsimha Dev appeared for Prahlad Maharaj, so it's very normal that he is the one who will get all the attention. So somehow or other, because that is why Lord arranged all these things to praise and increase the glory. Like in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, he gave importance to Arjuna. Arjuna, he said, you are my friend and you are my Sakha. So that is why I am imparting this knowledge to you. So in different, we see different pastime. Like if you come to Braja, then he gives most, most significant. Ladies are there, all these gopis are there, so he gives them importance. So similarly here, because he came for Prahlad Maharaj, so he's giving. Otherwise, demigod, they are also very dear to him.
Correct, Prabhu. That's very nice. Because I was also thinking, even when Sukadeva Maharaj asked to give Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many devotees say, but they had chose because at a particular time Krishna has a plan. This is Bhagavatam will be revealed through Sukadeva Maharaj. Because that's
but here, Prahlad Maharaj, one particular thing here happened that Prahlad Maharaj later he will say that, my dear Lord, this kind of blessing was not bestowed even upon Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma. Correct. The kind of mercy he got, because he made him sit on the lap, then he placed his hand on his head, and he loved and cared him like an animal and like human being. Both way he loved and cared. So such kind of love nobody attained. So in that comparison, Prahlad Maharaj was unique. Loved a lot than he was unique, and he was loved a lot than other demigods.
That's correct. Beautiful explanation. We can't imagine sitting Brahma on the lap of Nrsimha Dev. So
and another thing, it is explained that Lord first purify the throne. First he sat down there on the throne where Hiranyakasipu would sit. So you see, Lord sat there and purify the asana. That later Prahlad is going to sit, so he purifies that asana.
That's correct, bro. Thank you very much. It's very nice.
So that's a nice point you raised. Thank you for digging some nectar.
No, actually, there is one subtle. I was just when you're speaking, just thought came in mind. Is it okay to express? We have time, right?
Yes.
So this is in our sadhaka life, like we're practicing Krishna consciousness, and wherever we are, whoever we are, we're practicing. There's a subtlety, like we also see, like our mental mind is comparison. In the material world, the mental mind comparison. This person sings nice is better. This person talks nice is better. This person cooks nice. distribution or preach nice. This person doesn't talk much, he doesn't do or she doesn't do all those things. There's a compassion, is only our mental concoction, it's not reality. In the eyes of Krishna, it's pretty much same. But in that time, so we also tend to, like, today he's giving the Bhagavatam class, I won't attend. Today he's not giving. So there is a gradations in our own mind which we try to see in others.
Yes.
Like, same thing, like, now Prahlad Maharaj, he says that, like, they are better, Brahma is better. So how do we overcome this mentality of, like, the judgmental and comparison? Because the way we treat the person who first time walk into the temple or the temple president should be the same. The person who has the 30 years of devotion service, as the person just walk in, or a sannyasi, or the person who first time is chanting one round. Very difficult. It's in the mind. How do we overcome this judgmental?
Very simple example given that, if there is one beautiful story. Once, better I don't get into the story, I tell you right away the meaning. Like if water is kept there in golden glass and copper glass, taste is not going to change, isn't it?
Yeah.
But normally if you present it, people will be attracted to the golden glass, isn't it?
Yep.
So the same thing happens with earth. We don't see the content, we see the container. So the same thing happens with our devotion also. That if someone is neophyte devotee chanting the holy name is the same. The holy name is the same. The Krishna Katha is the same. We're going to learn something. As long as the devotee is speaking as it is from Prabhupada's book, Prabhupada would say, you don't have to be very expert to preach. Just whatever is given there, just utter it as it is. So similarly, if you are doing the same thing, so the impact is same. Okay, if someone is pure devotee coming a higher class, that is what we do, that we compare, we measure, we have our measurements set up there in our mind. We have our own measurement. We can measure everyone, isn't it? Although there is not so measurement thing, any technology thing that you can measure how much devotion this guy is having, how much devotion that guy is having. We can't measure it. But we have our some slokas, we learn it from scripture. Okay, there is Kanishta Bhakta, Madhyama Bhakta, Uttama Bhakta, and we segregate according to that. But that will not benefit us. So you asking how to see that? I tell you my experience. Earlier, I also experienced sometime, like if someone is singing nicely, I would sit in the kirtan. Otherwise, I am not going to sit in the kirtan. But later I realized the holy name is the same. And if we listen it properly with proper mood, that's the same holy name going to impact your heart. It depends upon the recipient, how we receiving that. It's not depend upon, although the person who is serving, singing also depend upon him, but most important thing, how we are receiving it. So it doesn't matter whoever is giving class and whoever is chanting, the benediction or the power is the same, and we're going to have it. So better we respect everyone. We should not measure and segregate and discriminate. If we from the birth we have this discrimination attitude, and that's we apply everywhere. We have to avoid it. Like I said, look at the content, not the container.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Wonderful. Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you so much for wonderful nectar morning and joining us for the Sravanam Saturday series. So Prabhu, you were talking about Dukki, was doing, I think she was the maidservant of Srivas Pandit, I believe,
Yes.
right? So, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given her, a benediction, given her mercy. So what pious activities has she done? I mean, how do we take that pastime into our real life in the current, Kali Yuga mindset? So,
yeah. So you mean what pious karma she did, that she got this opportunity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead?
yeah, because she was
So,
already doing service again for Srivas Pandit. So that itself is a pious karma. But apart from that, like, anything else that we can know. So.
In if you go through the all Krishna Lila, all these demons, they had some past life connected to this present life, isn't it?
Hmm.
But when we call about pious karma cannot give you the benediction of Krishna Seva, the benediction of Krishna Katha, the benediction of the holy name. This pious karma is not so powerful, can avoid you all these things. Pious karma only can avoid you heavenly planet. That's called punya karma. Pious karma, by performing pious karma, only you can attain heavenly planet, heavenly enjoyment. But for Krishna Seva, that's called Ajnata Sukriti, can avoid you. Sometimes, maybe in the past, knowingly, unknowingly, we serve the devotee of the Lord, or maybe we serve the Lord, or we maybe somehow or other we were engaged by some devotee, or we are blessed by some devotee, knowingly or unknowingly, and this is the mercy of those devotees, or this is the mercy flowing in our life, which we did in the past, knowingly, unknowingly. So only bhakti can be the cause of bhakti. Or devotee, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite para. Only by the blessing of devotee. That's in the past time of Nala Kubera and Manigrip, we see Narada cursed them. So in that past time, Srila Prabhupada says, by the mercy of the devotees, we can attain the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead very easily, only by the mercy of devotee. So Dukhi, although I haven't heard anything about her past life, but in this life we see she had been serving all the Vaishnavas, and very humbly she had been serving. And that was the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy with her, because she had been serving devotees. What to talk about Dukhi? He was happy with the dog Sivananda Sen brought. You know the story. Huh?
Oh.
So he was happy with the dog, and he blessed him and delivered that dog. So somehow or other, that's why he said that don't try to approach the Supreme Personality of God directly, try to serve the devotees. And if the devotees are merciful, then Lord instantly will deliver us. Like he planted the seed, mango seed, and instantly there was tree. You know the pastime?
Yes.
So similarly, instantly he can awaken the love of Godhead. No need to go through all these practices, sadhana, bhakti, raganuga, bhakti, and this bhakti, that bhakti. Instantly Lord can give us. Like he gave love of God and distributed without any discrimination. When he went to South India, you read the pastime in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Without any discrimination, he distributed the love of God to everyone. So we can also attain it, and that is why Mahajana Jana Gatasya Pantha. Prabhupada wrote in the purport, Mahajana Jana, what to do? That just follow the footstep of Mahajana. Whatever instructions are given by the Mahajanas, just we execute it, follow it properly with humble state of mind. That is the most important thing. From this verse also we can learn, we have to be very humble. Although we have so many talents, so many qualities are there. Although people, whether sometimes when people they don't acknowledge, then we are very disappointed. Oh, what they think. I have also some quality. I also did something. Like Pandavas after the battlefield, they were fighting each other. Hey, I did this, I did that, I killed so many. It was because of me we won this war. Blah blah blah. And Lord came and said, you guys are all zero. Like Prabhupada says, that zero, all these so many zeros doesn't have any value as long as you don't put one in the front. Similarly, all these opulences, all these things are zero if Krishna is there, if Krishna is not there in the front. So you ask question, what was the past life or past karma? So we can understand from this pastime that it was the causeless mercy of all the Vaishnavas, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended. He is the most munificent avatar to bestow this love of Godhead. So I think that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without discrimination, whether someone is eligible, whether not, didn't consider, didn't discriminate. He gave the love of Godhead to everyone, whoever came across. Like the Dhobi. Dhobi, we don't know what Dhobi did in the past life. And he was just washing clothes there. Mahaprabhu came and said, hey, say Haribol.
Mm.
and he gave love of God.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, I have one more question, if you can.
Yeah.
So, what are the symptoms we experience when we are truly, sincerely doing the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Like, I mean, we all do services, right? I mean, some may start early, like in the sense they may be new to Krishna consciousness and they'll be engaged in a service. But at what point do we really experience that bhava or love that, yes, my service is very sincere? What kind of symptoms do we experience?
So you mean to say that what are the symptoms we can realize and understand that we are developing in Krishna consciousness?
Yes, Prabhu.
Isn't it? How we can realize?
Yes, Prabhu.
So like Prabhupada says, gives example, when you eat, what are the symptoms that you are eating?
Taste,
Taste, you get
uh,
energetic,
energy.
satisfaction is there, no more hunger is there, isn't it? Tushti,
Yes,
pushti. So similarly, and in Bhagavatam it is said, this, if you get some time, Hari Prabhu, we can discuss this pastime of Kapila Dev, Devahuti Kapila Sambad. All the questions are answered in that, Sambad, in that conversation of Devahuti and Kapila Dev. The same question was asked by Devahuti, and Lord in answer says that when these qualities develop, Titikva Karunika Sudam Sarvadehimanam Ajata Satrava Santa Sadhava Sadhu Bhusana. All these qualities, when developed in our future, in our characteristic, then we can understand that really I am developing in Krishna consciousness. That attachment for Krishna Katha, attachment for the holy name, and detachment from the material world, these two things. When Krishna Bhakti, the creeper of Krishna Bhakti is developing and growing in the heart, automatically very normal that we get detached from the material world and attached to the spiritual world. Spiritual world means we get attached. We feel like, oh, like when you are enjoying a nice sumptuous food, sometimes if you are South Indian, if you get rasam and rice, you feel like I should have, 1,000 of mouth, 1,000 of belly, I could eat more and more. Have you ever?
yes, Prabhu.
Similarly, when you feel like, oh, so sweet, so tunde tanda veni ratim, like it is said by our Acharya, when you feel that, oh, I wish I had thousands of mouths, I could chant the holy name. I wish I had thousands of ears, I could listen Krishna Katha from different speaker. So that's the point we could understand I'm developing in Krishna consciousness. And when you are detached from all this material thing, whatever material engagement, it could be anything, whatever is not connected to Krishna. So when you are detached from that, like Prajalpa, watching TV, newspaper, politics, all these things, Prabhupada says is like garbage. So if we are detached from all these things and we are developing attachment for Krishna Katha, for the Krishna Katha, for the holy name, for the association of devotee, you are enjoying and relishing all these things, that means we are developing. But in detail, we can explain. There is this verse. Several verses are there in third canto. It's not third canto. Yeah, I think third canto in the conversation of Devahuti and Kapila Sambhad. So there it is described that different symptoms are there. Like I said, Titikha, Karunika, Sudam, Sarvadehinam, Ajata, Satrava, Santa, Sadhava, Sadhu, Bhusana. These are the quality, these are the ornament of the Vaishnavas. When you develop all this quality, that means we can understand that yes, I am developing, I am progressing, I am advancing in spiritual life.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, do you have a few minutes or we stop here, Prabhu?
Prabhu, does anybody have any other questions? Please.
How is the situation in Vrindavan, Dham, Prabhu? Back to normal? Things are okay? Devotees are okay?
Yeah, devotees are okay. There is no any incident, in such incident. Devotees are fine. And Lord is taking care of everyone, although this situation is there. But yeah, now is opening, I think from 8th of this month, and they are going to open temples for a few hours. They will allow devotees to take darshan and all. So everything getting to normal. and hopefully everything will be fine. Although it will not be like as usual before, but some relaxation will be there.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure, Prabhu.
Okay,
Thank
so
you
we
so
stop
much.
it here.
Thank
Okay,
you so
Hari
much,
Prabhu.
Upendra Prabhu. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much,
giving
Upendra
me this.
Prabhu, for this
Thank you
for
for
this
giving me
opportunity.
opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you again. And and for just a couple of announcements. And tomorrow, we'll have our Sunday feast by His Grace, Gaura Shakti Prabhu from New Vrindavan. And next Saturday, the speaker is from Mumbai, Radha Gopinath. I forget the name, but that'll be next Saturday at 8 a.m. So
Sanat
we'd like
Kumar
to,
Prabhu,
again,
right?
who is it?
Is that Sanat Kumar Prabhu, right?
Sanat Kumar Prabhu, that was the name. So thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Upendra Prabhu, for joining, and we really want to thank and appreciate Upendra Prabhu for giving this nice Harikatha and taking time out of his day and coming and speaking with us. So, thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Bas
sindhu
kripa sindhu
patitanam pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
vaishnavebhyo namo
Vaishnavebhyo
namah.
namo namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, don't want.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kartika Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Prabhu probably will have one more session on Kapila Dev and Devahuti's question answer session, Prabhu, sometime.
Yeah, sure.
So Hari Prabhu will be in touch and we'll plan some other Sravanam Saturdays.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Stay safe.